All right, y'all. We are back at the Voice of the People. Got anything good, Mark?
I've just texted them. I'm waiting to hear back from them to see what's going on. I'm hearing them back and answer. So let's see what's going on.
I hear that.
Oh, he said he's calling now. We're in the call now. So he said he's calling in as we're speaking.
Okay, that will work.
That'll work. Hopefully we'll get the bell any second now. So he said he's calling at the moment. Let's wait to see if we hear a bell. We're looking for that bell.
It might take a second or two.
Step outside. We're waiting for the bell.
The way that notification works, So there it is right there. All right, here we go. Thanks for calling the Voice of the People. Who we got on the line?
Mike Anderson on the line.
All right,
hey, Mike, it's Mark over here. How are you doing? I was just talking about you earlier today, seeing how things are going. I understand you got some major good news going on in your life, so that's a great thing going on. Because just if you could give us a quick rundown for those that are listening that don't know your story, including Dean. I've told him your story of the 17 years and all of that, but if you can give him just a little bit of the history, and then we'll get into that good news that you've got as well that you picked up in California.
Oh, okay, all right, no doubt. So, actually, I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. J. Cole, the home of J. Cole, also the home of me. But I actually grew up in a domestic violence plagued household. My father was an African American Vietnam vet that used to beat my mom, used to beat us a lot, and held us at gunpoint one time. A lot of stuff happened when I was little that kind of like ran into my veins like bitterness. And then as I got older and my mom and dad got divorced, I kind of got to the point to where I knew my mother wasn't able to really support the family. She was only making like $3.65 an hour as a hospital housekeeper. So I kind of went into the streets, man, and started, selling drugs, selling guns, getting involved with all sorts of trouble. And before you know it, I had a short run in the streets. By the time I was like 18 years old, I was in the Cumberland County Jail facing the death penalty plus life plus 60 years. I got caught up in a whole bunch of crimes that were violent crimes. One of them I didn't do, but then there was another one that I did do, but it was because it was self-defense. And, of course, they didn't have a self-defense law back then. But being that I was charged with another murder, it was just a heavy burden on my shoulders. So as time went on, I waited in the Cumberland County Jail for like 3 years, waiting for trial. And they finally came to me. They was like, look, we're pushing the death penalty for you because, you had 2 murder charges, you had an attempt murder charge. Even if you didn't do the first one, you ain't telling us who did it. We're going to push for the death penalty. So they started trying to push for the death penalty, and I finally just took a plea bargain for life. So I went into the North Carolina Department of Corrections. I changed my mind, decided to make sure that I was going to make something better of myself, regardless of the fact they were telling me I would never come home. I didn't feel like that. I didn't never give up, didn't never lose hope. So I went in, got 2 college degrees, several vocational diplomas like heating and air, plumbing, small engine repair, auto mechanics, so many different things dealing with that nature, vocational trades. And I was also helping, young guys get their GEDs on the inside. I was writing plays on the inside for the inmate population. And then before you know it, after 17 years serving on that life sentence, I became a model inmate. Parole board was like, look, just something about you. We don't think that you need to be in here. So they finally let me go on May 11th in 2008. I was paroled on Mother's Day, which was the best gift for my mom. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And this May 11th actually makes 10 years for me being home after serving that 17 years on the life sentence. And at this point, God has blessed me with the opportunity to be an award-winning filmmaker. I'm a television and film actor, public speaker. I've been speaking about mass incarceration and the school-to-prison pipeline on a national level. I was with the My Brother's Keeper Bureau, which was Obama's initiative. I did some stuff with Congressional Black Caucus. Been all throughout the country speaking, going into the prisons. I wrote my autobiography that became an Amazon bestseller about 3.5, 4 years ago almost. And then we shot the documentary. That became an award-winning documentary, and I used to go inside the detention facilities and different prisons to pretty much, teach the young guys in there how to get back up from their mistakes and kind of like mentor through film and the arts and pretty much try to free the minds through my gift, the gift that was given to me, and so I can impart unto them. And now we're shooting the actual biopic, and I got some heavy hitters in it. You know, Shaw Jackson, she just recently flew in. She filmed some scenes for me. I got Morocco Amari. He's going to be in it. He's the guy that played Lucius Lyon's bad brother on Empire, the federal agent. And then waiting on Malik Yoba to give me his actual okay. But, you know, just pretty much filming off of faith and making sure that this movie, you know, hits it pretty big. And then just so many other things going on. Shot a film at East St. Louis that premiered at Tribeca. It's called Give Us This Day. It's a documentary about, you know, number one crime capital in the United States, which is East St. Louis, has the highest murder rate based on per capita. We shot that film. Got a lot of rave reviews on it, and just, you know, I continue to strive and do better in everything that I can, man, just to show people that, you know, ain't no excuse. You can come from hell and make it to heaven with no problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because one of the things I've always admired about you, Mike, is that you don't hold any punches, and you definitely let folks know that when you got into the system, so many people that are in the system have that defeatist attitude, like, you know, they're in there and they're going to follow according to the stereotypes. But you said that you went in there and you were ready to grab any and every book that you could have, and that you were really not trying to fall into that stereotype of what people think of prison life being like.
Yeah, well, I wasn't. I will say this because I don't ever want anybody thinking I went in there and I was perfect. I wasn't perfect. I wasn't an angel, but, you know, I had a certain type of favor on my life. God had given me a certain level of law of attraction, but I knew to use it to my benefit, but not just my benefit, but to become a person that could be beneficial to others. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I know in one of our conversations you were talking about even how sometimes you would have that leadership ability of yours, and you even exercise that leadership ability when you're in the system. Because I remember you talking about like an incident where I think the people that were in the forces, the control causes, you know, you would fall into the trap of actually getting caught up in actually leading like a rebellion or whatever. But you were like basically telling your people, look, we're not going out like this, back down because of some of your leadership abilities.
Yeah, there was a major riot that started one day, and this was out in Oklahoma. They were back in the mid-'90s in the North Carolina Department of Corrections. They were sending a lot of people out of state because the prisons were overcrowded, 1,000 inmates, and so they had to start contracting out at private prisons. You know, a lot of people don't know, but prison is actually a business. You can open up a prison and get paid off of a prison right now. And they sent off the 4 states that they sent us to: Oklahoma, Rhode Island, Tennessee, or Texas. So I happened to go to Oklahoma. And one day a major riot popped off over there because they had put one of our guys in a chokehold and choked him out. And literally, like, he started just, like, shaking. So we all kind of rose up. And, you know, there was a big fight going on out on the yard. We was tussling with the guards. And then all of a sudden the SORT team came in, which was the state operational response team. They came in with electric shields, electromagnetic shields, rubber bullets, all sorts of things. And then I was one of the ones that was able to get in the midst of it all and say, look, stand down.